In the heart of an untamed, forgotten jungle, there exists a world untouched by modern civilization. Here, in the dense undergrowth and towering trees, two primal forces have ruled for centuries. Forces bound by instinct, survival, and power. Yet, what happens when these two forces finally clash? When the laws of nature and the balance of life are disrupted? The gorilla tribe, mighty, intelligent, and fiercely protective of their domain. They have lived for generations in harmony with the jungle, masters of the land and stewards of a fragile peace. And then there are the wild humans, hardened survivors of a forgotten world, who have shed the trappings of civilization in exchange for strength, cunning, and the instinct to conquer. Two worlds, seemingly distant, but bound to collide. For the jungle is no longer the haven it once was. The earth is shifting, and the fragile borders between the territories of the gorilla tribe and the wild humans are closing in. This is the story of their struggle, a fight for dominance, survival, and a future where only one may prevail. Welcome to the battle between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans. But how did we get here? What started this war? And who will stand tall when the dust finally settles? The gorilla tribe, ancient and mighty, has long thrived in the depths of the jungle. Their society is built on unity, strength, and an unparalleled connection to nature. Over generations, they have learned to live in harmony with their environment, a deep bond formed between them and the land they call home. Their survival relies on both intelligence and physical prowess, as they have mastered the art of the jungle. At the heart of the tribe stands Gorak, their leader. Towering and powerful, he is the epitome of strength, yet it is his wisdom that has made him revered by the tribe. Gorak's decisions are guided by his deep understanding of the jungle's rhythm, knowing when to hunt and when to rest, when to fight and when to retreat. He is not just a warrior, but a protector, tasked with ensuring the tribe's safety and longevity. The tribe's way of life is one of balance. The gorillas work together in all things. From gathering food to building shelter, every task is shared. They are a community, bound by mutual respect and the understanding that survival depends on each member. Every action they take is rooted in the belief that the jungle will provide for them if they respect it in return. They live not only as part of the jungle, but as its guardians. Yet, beneath the surface of this peaceful existence, there lies an undercurrent of tension. Gorak knows that the world around them is changing. The jungle that once stood as an impenetrable fortress is being threatened by forces beyond their control. The gorillas sense that their peaceful way of life is no longer sustainable in this evolving world, and the winds of conflict are beginning to stir. Though they have long avoided confrontation, the growing presence of the wild humans looms large, and Gorak feels the weight of an inevitable choice. To protect the tribe, he may soon have to choose war. The strength of the gorilla tribe is undeniable, but their true power lies not just in their physical might, but in their unity and intelligence. Together, they are a force to be reckoned with, and their bond with the jungle makes them almost untouchable. But as tensions rise, that unity will be tested, and the path ahead is uncertain. The battle for the jungle's future is just beginning, and the gorilla tribe must prepare for whatever comes next. The wild humans are a stark contrast to the gorilla tribe, living on the edge of survival. Their existence has been shaped by the harsh demands of nature, where every day is a battle to endure. Unlike the gorilla tribe, they have no deep bond with the jungle. Instead, they see the wilderness as a challenge to be conquered. The wild humans have adapted to their environment, not by embracing it, but by mastering it through sheer will and cunning. Their society is built on strength, agility, and tactical brilliance. Every member of the wild humans is trained from a young age to hunt, fight, and survive. It's a world where only the strongest thrive, and weakness is swiftly discarded. They live in small, tight-knit groups, constantly on the move, never settling in one place for too long. Their makeshift camps are always temporary, always mobile, just like their way of life. At the forefront of the wild humans stands Kara, their fierce and fearless leader. Kara has earned her position through countless battles and acts of survival. She's known for her unparalleled combat skills and her ability to lead with a sharp, tactical mind. Unlike the gorillas, who rely on brute force, Kara uses strategy and intellect to outmaneuver her enemies. Her leadership is not born of tradition, but of necessity. The wild humans trust her because she has proven time and again that she can get them what they need to survive: food, shelter, and above all, dominance. The wild humans live by one fundamental rule: survival of the fittest. They rely on the art of ambush, deception, and primitive weapons to strike fear into their enemies. Spears, traps, and fire are their tools, and they use them to both hunt and defend their territory. Their knowledge of the jungle is different from the gorillas. It's about taking what they need and leaving no trace behind, ensuring that no one, be it animal or another tribe, can stand in their way. While they may seem ruthless, the wild humans have their own code of honor. They value strength, respect for the hunt, and loyalty to their tribe. But where the gorilla tribe seeks balance, the wild humans seek control. And Kara knows that in order to survive in this ever-changing world, they must expand their reach, even if it means pushing others out. The jungle can only support so many, and the wild humans believe that they are the rightful rulers. As the tension between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans grows, Kara becomes more convinced that it is time to take action. Peace, she believes, is a weakness. To secure their future, the wild humans must fight for what they want. And in this fight, there can be no room for compromise. The balance that once existed between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans is beginning to crumble. The forces of nature, unpredictable and destructive, are encroaching on the territories of both groups. Droughts, floods, and fierce storms are becoming more frequent, pushing both sides to fight for the dwindling resources they depend on. The once bountiful jungle is showing signs of strain, and both the gorillas and the humans are feeling the pressure. It begins with small skirmishes, territorial disputes over hunting grounds, water sources, and shelter. At first, these clashes seem like mere misunderstandings, but they quickly escalate. The wild humans, hungry and desperate, start encroaching on the edges of gorilla territory, taking what they need without regard for the boundaries that have long existed. The gorillas, unwilling to back down from their land, begin to retaliate, using their strength and knowledge of the jungle to defend their home. The conflict grows more intense with each passing day. The wild humans, led by Kara, begin to adopt more aggressive tactics. They set traps along the borders of gorilla territory, luring animals into snares and harvesting resources without hesitation. Kara pushes her people harder, her thirst for dominance growing as she sees the opportunity to expand their reach. To her, the jungle is a battlefield, and every step forward is a victory. Gorak, the leader of the gorilla tribe, is torn. He knows that conflict is inevitable, but he also understands the consequences of war. The gorilla tribe has always lived in peace with the jungle, and the idea of fighting another tribe goes against their very nature. Yet, Gorak can no longer ignore the growing threat. His tribe's survival is at risk, and he must protect them at all costs. But the question remains, how far will he go to defend his people? As tensions rise, both sides prepare for the inevitable confrontation. The gorillas, with their incredible strength and agility, begin to sharpen their skills, reinforcing their territory and protecting their food sources. The wild humans, on the other hand, craft new weapons and train in combat, their tactics becoming more calculated and ruthless. The stage is set for a battle unlike any the jungle has ever seen. The jungle, once a peaceful haven, is now a war zone. Both sides are on edge, ready to fight for their future. But as the conflict intensifies, the leaders of each tribe begin to realize that the stakes are higher than they ever imagined. This is no longer just a battle for survival. It's a battle for the soul of the jungle itself. In the midst of this rising storm, a choice will have to be made. Will the gorilla tribe stand their ground, or will the wild humans claim victory? And in the end, Who will emerge as the true rulers of the jungle? The countdown to war has begun. The first clash between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans is nothing short of catastrophic. What began as small skirmishes has now erupted into full-scale conflict. The jungle, once a place of life and serenity, has become a battlefield, and the sounds of war fill the air. The gorillas move with the precision of nature itself, blending into the trees, using the terrain to their advantage. Their immense strength and agility give them an edge in the fight, but it's their deep knowledge of the jungle that makes them nearly unstoppable. On the other side, the wild humans use their cunning and tactical brilliance to counter the gorillas' every move. Their traps are expertly set, and their weapons are designed to incapacitate. Spears and arrows fly through the air, striking at any weakness they can find. Kara leads her people with fierce determination, her eyes focused on victory. She knows that the only way to secure their place in the jungle is to crush the gorilla tribe once and for all. The battle is chaotic, fierce, and unrelenting. The jungle itself seems to react to the violence, as if it too is caught in the struggle. Trees are felled, rivers are crossed, and the once tranquil sounds of wildlife are drowned out by the screams of combat. Gorak, at the head of the gorilla tribe, fights with unmatched ferocity. His sheer size and power allow him to take down enemies with a single blow. But he knows that brute strength alone won't win this war. He must rely on the loyalty and unity of his tribe to overcome the wild human's cunning. Kara, unyielding and relentless, faces her own set of challenges. Despite her tactical genius, the wild humans are not as numerous as the gorillas, and their strength, though formidable, cannot match the raw power of the gorilla tribe. Yet Kara presses on, refusing to back down. She leads her warriors with precision, knowing that every decision she makes could determine the outcome of the war. For her, surrender is not an option. Only total victory will secure her tribe's future. The battle reaches its peak when Gorak and Kara finally face each other. The leaders of the two tribes stand on opposite sides of the jungle, each commanding their forces with unwavering resolve. The tension between them is palpable, their eyes locked in a battle of wills. This is not just a fight for survival. It is a battle for supremacy, for control over the jungle and the future of their people. Gorak charges, his strength a force of nature, while Kara counters with speed and strategy, narrowly avoiding his massive fists. The clash between them is brutal. Gorak's immense power versus Kara's agility and intellect. Every move is calculated, every strike a test of willpower. The jungle seems to hold its breath as the two leaders battle, knowing that the fate of both tribes hangs in the balance. Neither is willing to give an inch, each driven by the belief that their way is the only way for survival. But as the battle rages on, it becomes clear that the conflict is taking a toll on both sides. The once vibrant jungle is scarred, the land itself bearing the wounds of war. Neither tribe can claim a definitive victory, and the realization begins to set in that the destruction of the jungle may be the true cost of their battle. The jungle, the very thing they've fought for, is being torn apart by their war. As the battle draws to a close, both sides are left battered and broken, each suffering heavy losses. The fight has only just begun, but the realization that something must change starts to grow. This war is not just about winning, it's about surviving. And for both the gorilla tribe and the wild humans, the next step will determine whether there is any future left for either of them. The battle between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans has left its mark. The jungle, once a lush paradise, is now a scarred battleground. Trees lie uprooted, rivers have shifted course, and the cries of the wounded echo through the dense foliage. Both sides have suffered immense losses, but the war rages on. Yet, as the dust begins to settle, something unexpected starts to unfold. There is no clear victor. Both tribes, though brutalized, remain standing, their survival instincts stronger than ever. Gorak, battered and bruised, surveys the aftermath. His heart is heavy, weighed down by the destruction around him. His people are strong, but they are not invincible. The fight has taken a toll, not just on their bodies, but on their spirit. He had hoped to protect the jungle, but now he wonders if that is even possible. He knows that this conflict cannot go on forever. The jungle itself, once a sanctuary, is now a war zone, and it's clear that neither tribe can claim ownership over it without destroying everything they hold dear. Kara, equally exhausted, stands among her warriors, her face hardened by the struggle. Her people have fought with everything they had, yet victory is elusive. The wild humans are fierce, but they too are faltering. The resources they fought for are now scarce, and Kara realizes that their survival cannot continue on this path. There has to be a way to end this war, to forge a new future, one where they don't destroy everything they've worked for. But the question remains, how? In a rare moment of reflection, Gorak and Kara come to understand that their survival may depend not on defeating the other, but on finding common ground. They are both leaders who care deeply for their people, yet they've allowed pride and the thirst for dominance to cloud their judgment. The jungle, however, does not care for pride. It is indifferent to their battles, and it will continue to change, with or without them. A small group of wild humans, led by Kara's closest ally, approaches the gorilla tribe's borders. They come not with weapons, but with a message, one of peace. The wild humans are tired of fighting. They see the destruction that has been wrought and know that they cannot continue down this path without tearing apart everything they've ever known. The jungle will not survive this endless war. Gorak, though hesitant at first, understands the weight of their words. He has always believed in the strength of his tribe, but now he realizes that strength alone will not save them. The time for battle has passed. He makes the decision to meet with Kara, to discuss what can be done to stop the endless cycle of violence. The meeting between the two leaders is tense at first, but it's clear that both are exhausted by the war. They understand that this cannot continue. For the first time, Gorak and Kara speak not as enemies, but as leaders who both seek the same thing, a future for their people. The discussions are long, filled with disagreements, but also moments of understanding. Neither side is ready to surrender everything, but both recognize that survival in this new world requires cooperation, not conquest. As the talks progress, there is a slow shift in the air. The leaders agree on a fragile peace, a truce that will allow both tribes to live without constant fear of destruction. The jungle will not be divided, but rather shared. The wild humans will learn to respect the balance of nature, while the gorilla tribe will teach them how to live in harmony with the land. Though the truce is only the beginning, it marks a significant turning point. The jungle is no longer a battleground, but a place where both tribes will work together to heal the wounds of war. The future is uncertain, but the possibility of peace has opened a door that neither tribe thought was possible. The cost of war has been high, but the potential for a new beginning is now within reach. As the jungle begins to recover, so too do the two tribes. Time will tell if the fragile peace will hold, but for now, there is hope. The battle for survival is over, but the fight for a better future is just beginning. Months have passed since the truce was established between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans. The jungle, once torn by conflict, is slowly healing. New growth emerges from the wounds of battle, and the sound of wildlife fills the air once again. Though the scars of war remain, both tribes are learning to coexist in a way that once seemed impossible. The bond between them is fragile, but it is a bond nonetheless. Gorak and Kara, though still wary of each other, have become symbols of this new alliance. Their leadership styles, once in direct conflict, now complement each other. Gorak has taught the wild humans the importance of balance, showing them how to respect the jungle and its creatures. The wild humans, in turn, have shared their knowledge of survival, teaching the gorillas new strategies for securing food and defending their territory. The two tribes have formed a delicate but functional relationship. They share hunting grounds, with each group taking turns to ensure that resources are not overexploited. The wild humans, with their expertise in traps and fire, help protect the gorilla tribe from external threats, such as predators or storms. In return, the gorilla tribe shares their knowledge of the jungle, guiding the wild humans through its most dangerous areas and showing them how to live in harmony with nature rather than simply surviving in it. Despite the progress, challenges remain. Old wounds have not completely healed, and there are members of both tribes who still harbor resentment. Some gorillas view the wild humans with suspicion, unable to forget the violence they once brought upon the jungle. Likewise, some wild humans feel uneasy about relying on the gorillas, remembering the bloodshed that defined their past. Trust is not easily earned, and it will take time for both sides to fully accept one another. Yet, there are signs of hope. Young members of both tribes, born into a world of cooperation rather than conflict, are beginning to form friendships. The children of the gorilla tribe now play alongside the children of the wild humans, learning each other's ways without the prejudice of their elders. They teach each other how to navigate the jungle, how to hunt, how to live in harmony. These moments of unity offer a glimpse of a future where the cycle of violence is truly broken. The leaders, Gorak and Kara, have not forgotten the price of peace. They both know that their alliance is still fragile, but they remain committed to ensuring that it endures. They meet regularly, discussing the future of their people and how to safeguard the fragile peace they've built. Their bond, though forged through struggle, is now one of mutual respect. As the seasons change, the jungle continues to thrive, and with it, the tribes. The battle for survival is no longer the driving force behind their actions. Instead, they now fight for something greater, their shared future. The war that once seemed inevitable has been replaced by a quiet, hard-earned peace. It is a peace that must be nurtured, protected, and respected. The future is still uncertain. There are many challenges ahead, and there are those who will test the strength of this fragile truce. But for now, both the gorilla tribe and the wild humans stand together, a testament to the power of unity and the possibility of change. In the heart of the jungle, amidst the whispers of the trees and the calls of the animals, a new story is being written, one where survival no longer means dominance, but cooperation. The fight between the gorilla tribe and the wild humans may have ended, but the journey toward a new way of life is just beginning.